a Redeemer, Jesus, God's own Son, precious Lamb of God, Messiah, Holy One.
Okay, what we're looking at here is a young angler, maybe 13 or 14 years old, who caught that big redfish from a kayak. And the technique is kind of simple. You just launch the kayak at the beach, paddle out between 100 and 200 yards, so the water's about 10 feet deep, and soak cracked crab on the bottom. So you just cut a market-sized crab in half with a knife and hook it in the back leg and down through the white part of the shell with a size 7/0 Gamakatsu J offset J hook. It's a Gamakatsu octopus hook, but not the circle hook. And so you just need enough weight to hold the bottom. There's some current out there in the Gulf of Mexico, so the kayak's anchored, and you need between 2 and 4 ounces to hold the cracked crab on the bottom, depending on the current. And you can see the young man out there. He's fighting that big bull redfish, reeling it in. When it wants to run, he lets it run. The gear out there is kind of stout. He's using 80-pound Power Pro on a heavy 6-foot rod, and he's got a 6-foot, 5 or 6 foot, 80-pound, probably fluorocarbon leader, and just likes to use stouter equipment to allow him to bring the redfish to the kayak quickly, rather than having to play the redfish for hours and hours. So he reels it in. I think he's getting it in his boga grips right now, and he's going to use the boga grips here in a moment to lift the big redfish into the kayak. So he's got it. We're filming from the bank. I think his mama lets out a cheer, and then he pulls it into the boat and into the kayak, and he paddles back. So a very nice fish, and that's kind of typical. It doesn't take too long. He happens to be off of Rutherford Beach in southwest Louisiana, and the beaches of Louisiana hold a lot of big redfish. Go get him.
When I stand in glory, I will see his face, and there I'll serve my King forever in that holy place. Thank you, oh my Father, for giving us your Son and leaving your Spirit till the work on